Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Melina's going to talk about, I'm doing vlogs mostly tonight, but I'm going to talk about celebrities at their peaks, alright? So, we might see a celebrity, maybe they're washed up right now, or maybe they're not having as good of a hair day right now, maybe they're just not delivering the best videos, maybe their content is not as good, or maybe they had hit movies before and they don't anymore, or maybe they've just gone totally plain compared to what they were doing before. Maybe they're totally non-celebrity now. So it's just when we focus on the peaks of celebrityness, or we focus on the times they were at their best, that is literally the time that they look so phenomenal, they're so skinny and so fit that you're just like, wow, right? Like someone like Matthew Perry. Like Matthew Perry he probably looks better than they last showed him because when I last saw him, he looked really bad. I mean, he was really a mess. But that was probably because they just want. Sometimes I think most celebrities want to be out of the spotlight. They just put a video out that's kind of terrible, and they just kind of maybe they don't do it. Maybe somebody else does it. But they put a video out that they look terrible in, and they're just out of the spotlight. And then when you see them come back, you're like, oh, that's not what they look like when they were out of the spotlight. And maybe you're like, okay, that's crazy. Why did that video even come out then if that's not what they're like? So you're just like, okay. But just to focus on celebrities at their peaks, like celebrities at their peaks were the best, right? Like if we see a celebrity at their peak, we know, oh my god, like this is the best they can get. Like I think some of these celebrities are at their peaks for a lot longer, like someone like Madonna, for instance, has had several peaks, she's got like the erotica look, that was really good. Then she's had like so many other looks that were all really, really good. So they could all be considered peaks, But her true peak, I think, was the erotica look. I think that was the time she looked so, so good that you're just like, wow, look crazy, right? So that's kind of like what I like to see me, because that's what I consider myself to be. The thing about me though is my dad was an entertainer. He still is an entertainer now, but he's kind of been at his peak for a long time. Like his look is so flawless. Like he's actually got a look that's like so good that even though he's in his 80s now, he looks really, really good. Like he looks amazing. Like he's just so much better looking than most people, right? Even in his 80s, like you're thinking to yourself, how's that even possible? It is. Like if you saw him, you'd be like, oh my god, like he's very good looking. He looks exactly like me, but slightly older. Like, and I'm 41. I don't look 41, and that's the thing, right? If you see me, you're probably thinking I'm not 41. There's no way that I'm 41, but I'm actually 41. So when you see somebody like him, you're thinking the same thing. You're like, there's no way he's 80 in his 80s. He's got to be younger. There's just no way. He's actually older, and the funny thing is, when he was younger, I think even now he looks really good. But like when he was 70 years old, he literally looked like a supermodel, like the craziest, best looking supermodel you've ever seen. Like he looked better than George Clooney now. He looked better than, oh, not now. He looked better than George Clooney when he was 70. Like he looked really, really good for a long, 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 long time, and he still looks really, really good. So when you're seeing someone like that, and then you see other celebrities at their peaks, and then you're like, my dad was literally at his peak for a long time because he's performed similar stuff over the years and done a lot of similar stuff. So when he was performing, it wasn't like he was doing something so totally different that he wasn't reaching his peak because he looked different. He was doing a lot of the same stuff. So for reaching his peak, maybe he reached his peak when he was, I think maybe I would say his true peak. I mean, because even though he was 70 and looked good, I would say his true peak was probably like maybe like when he looked the most good looking you could possibly look in a person, and for himself, because he looks better than everybody anyway. But most people, I mean, um, but yes, with his true peak, I would say. Actually, I don't even know because I haven't seen videos in his past too many times. I mean, I want to put more of them up on YouTube because there are a lot of them that I want to have up on YouTube, but that I want to show people. But yeah, I think when he was 43, he looked really, 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 really good. Like supermodels would have, like supermodel males are like that. Like he looked. Well, I think he even looks better than supermodel males because A lot of them don't get very good looking when they get older, and they're a lot on drugs, so they age a lot better, more. But yeah, so I mean, he looked really, really, really good. Like, I'll try to get that video of when he was 43. But I mean, he looked so good all of his life, you know? Like, even in his 80s, like, he looks really, really good. Like, people would be shocked to see, you know? Girls of all ages like him. Like, he's so good looking. So, anyway, you know, that's the kind of thing that I kind of personify, you know? Like, I'm kind of like, well, you know, like, people don't think I'm 41, you know? It's kind of crazy, but I'm actually 41, and most people would think there's no way you're 41. There's just no way. But when you see someone like even like Victoria Beckham, right? Like Victoria Beckham, she was at her peak. I mean, I would even consider her peak now. I mean, she's so pretty, but I mean, she's not doing much of anything really. But I mean, well, she's doing a lot, but she's more behind the scenes. But yeah, so Victoria Beckham, for instance, like she's the type of person that I look like. You know, like she looks phenomenal at her age. She looks so so good. So you're just like, wow, you know, that's crazy, you know. That's like, she looks like she's 20 something, right? Like that's kind of like the persona that the kind of look that I have, you know, ageless, you know. And Madonna the same thing. Madonna's lucky because she's very, like Madonna hasn't aged. But the thing is, when women get to be 60, a lot of them look way worse than Madonna. Like, not that there aren't women that look really good at 60. Like, there's a lot of them that do, but Madonna's able to pull off such a crazy look at her age that she's so phenomenal, you know. But yes, so I mean that kind of thing, you know, it's just kind of like, well, yeah. So for people that don't age at all, it's kind of nice to see. So yes. Anyway, celebrities at the peaks, right? Some celebrities are at their peaks and they do a very good job. They're so good. Like Justin Bieber, for instance, like he was at his peak probably like a couple of years ago. I'm not sure how old he is. Like he's not that old. But I mean, I don't think he's reaching his peak now. But he could get back to reaching his peak. But I don't think he's as good looking as he once was. But I don't even know. I don't even pay attention to Justin Bieber very much. I find that Justin Bieber looks kind of like a female. He's got kind of a very pretty look, but and so I don't find that attractive. But I mean, I've seen some of his looks and they look pretty good. But I don't remember if they were actually good or if I thought they were good. Because I mean, I've seen him recently at times in the past, and I'm thinking he looks kind of like a woman. Which I mean, Melina obviously looks like a woman, and Marco looks like a guy. But you know what I mean? Like I think Marco looks really good. Even though I dress up as a woman, I don't look like as a woman as Marco. You know what I mean? But yes. So Justin Bieber, I mean, he was very good looking. I think the time he would dress up in underwear on stage, I mean, that's kind of like risque. It's too risque, but he was able to pull it off for some reason. He looked really good then, but I don't remember if he actually did look good because I could swear I thought he looked like a lesbian for some reason. Not that people would think that's true. I might be thinking a different time, but there was a time where he was dressed really sexy, and I thought he looked like a girl, like totally like really like a girl, like crazy, like a lot. But I might be wrong. I think maybe I might be wrong. I'd have to see it again. If I saw it again, I probably think differently now. But I mean, he was, you know, I'm sure he was very good looking at his peak, right? But I mean, like even like Mark Wahlberg, for instance, right? Like when he was doing Calvin Klein underwear modeling, like that was good looking, like that was crazy good looking. And then you're thinking like maybe who else was popular? Um, Trying to think somebody that doesn't look as good anymore, but reached their peak. Like even like Kim Basinger, right? Like Kim Basinger's not in movies anymore, but when she was younger, she was like beautiful, like beautiful, like Rare the Sirens, like get out the drums, the loud drums, like that beautiful, right? But when you see her now, which I haven't seen her recently now, but I mean she had a peak moment where she was so good, and then she kind of got older, but I mean then that's understandable. Or maybe Sharon Stone, for instance, Sharon Stone was like, oh my goodness, she was like so pretty, but when you see her now, and she might look good again. I haven't seen her as of today, but I mean, she was getting older, right? So she was, and then some people that get older, like Shania looked very good in 2018. So even though she was older, and Madonna does too, and Cher even looks really good, you know. But as you get older, some people just settle into not eating as well, or they get more comfortable, so they don't focus on diet and exercise or whatever, right? But she still looked like it's just like Sharon Stone, right? Like I remember seeing Sharon Stone at a time, and she wasn't that good looking as much as she once was, but she was like really good looking, like really crazy good looking. Basic Instinct, like crazy good looking, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching. So yes, the celebrities at the peaks are obviously better than they are now, but of course, some of them never lose their peak status, right? Like me, I don't think I'll ever be out of my peak. I think my peak will always be. And so same with like someone like Madonna, like she's never left celebritydom, and she's never left being the top of her game and being one of the most beautiful women on earth. So anyway, thank you all for watching. All right, and same with Britney. You know, Britney's young. Well, actually, Britney obviously had more, but Britney's really good looking now. Like Britney's peak has changed. You know, she's had when she was younger, she had a peak of looking how good she did when she was younger, and then she had a peak of what she looks like now, and she looks really good both. And then she had a downfall at the one time, but she's brought rose up from that, which is great. She's okay now, which is great. I love it. But you know what I mean? Like she had more than one peak, but she's phenomenal now, so she's never really lost her peak really. Anyway, thank you so much. All right, bye.